Alright, yep. Yo, this is my fucking playthrough and shit. Yeah, there's some new shit that came out. I was super hyped for it. Retro style shit. I'm an old head, so this definitely right up my alley. But I wanted to talk about some shit. I wanted to talk about like, are we being lied to? And I mean, I think we know most of the time. Yeah, we definitely being lied to. It's a bunch of shit. So let's get into it. I got a couple topics I want to touch on. A couple theories also. Hope y'all can hear me. I hope y'all can hear me. I'm not reading this motherfucking game because this not that type of playthrough. I'm gonna just be kicking the game ass. I don't give a fuck the story, what his father did. But generally, I'm gonna just be talking about like ways that we being lied to as the people and shit like that. As like Republicans, Democrats, none of that shit. Just like as people and shit by the people we elect and shit, the government and all that. Personally, I feel like government it don't make no sense. Like, I'm gonna just start off with that because like why do we even have the government, right? I think the idea is like, you know, okay, generally you can't trust people, right? So we get a bunch of people, right, that we don't trust to make and enforce rules because we don't trust people. That kind of don't make no sense. Government, all that really mean is a political monopoly. That's all that really mean. It just mean a group that has a political monopoly. You know what I mean? And I think if you've been paying attention, like we could see, like, you know, government is kind of really not serving us. Especially this government. This government is definitely serving another country, but I guess we could get into that a little bit later. And that's just like how I'm gonna start the conversation and shit like that. Just in general, it just seemed like you know, we just not being told like what's really going on and all of that. So first I want to get into hold on, somebody texting me. Oh damn! Let me no, matter of fact, let me not take texts while I'm streaming. That's kind of weird. Okay, let me just mute that. Damn, what was I saying? So what was I gonna get into about some of the main things and shit that we not being told the truth about? Well, one of the things for sure we not being honest about is like what's going on in the Middle East and shit like that. That's 1000% for sure, right? Because like clearly, like everybody can see what the hell is going on. Everybody knows that this shit is just terrible, and I think the overwhelming majority of Americans support like no support to Israel for what's going on in Gaza. I think that's not unreasonable to say. If you look at just the reports that's just come out of there from IDF soldiers themselves, the statements that they're making, on top of all of the terabytes of footage that come out every day, I don't think anybody is really in denial about what's going on, besides the people who's like paid to have an opinion on that type of thing. You know what I mean? It's like it's crazy, like the amount of disconnect that's happening right now. But what I think what most people is not understanding, or what's maybe not being talked about why the shit keep going on, I think it's deeper than what most people think. Well, not even deeper. I think it's just like it's a playbook that as Westerners always we go to a lot, which is the resources and shit. What nobody really talking about is that it's like a reserve of natural gases under Gaza that's not been touched since like 2001. You know, it's a lot down there. On top of that, right over there, it's a port and shit. A port in that area was solidify power in ways that, like, you know, we can't even really comprehend. And nobody talking about that, you know what I mean? Nobody talking about, like, you know, why, you know, we just constantly won't stop supporting what the fuck is going on over there, even though it's overtly obvious to anybody that is just really foul. And it's just kind of a thing that we do as Westerners, which is like, you know, we go after resources, you know, we destabilize governments and things like that. This is a bit more obscene, what's going on over there in Gaza, particularly because now, like, you know, everybody has a camera, like, you can like literally see the shit. That's why anybody, you know, mainstream media is like, it's having this thing in mainstream media where, like, you know, starting to see people just kind of realize what's going on. Because I'm not even going to lie to everybody, I didn't really know what the fuck was going on until October 7th. Until October 7th, I'm the type of guy, you know, that like to know what the fuck I'm talking about. And, by and large, anyway. Not to say that I always do or I always get everything right, but I tend to look certain shit up before I really have an opinion or start talking, because I like to talk a lot and I like to know what I'm talking about. And that October 7th really sent me down a deep ass rabbit hole, and I don't know how you could like look at that and see anything else, you know? I don't know how you could look at the history, what went on there, you know, and then see anything besides like fucked up shit. Like, from its inception, a land for people, for people, a land for people without land. Yeah, but it was people there, you know? And then on top of that, it's like a bunch of people around the world growing up, like, just being fed the exact opposite of what actually happened. Just, you got people, probably large amounts of people in Israel who like literally just being fed false history, and they're just over there doing the most atrocious things. But like I said, I think that I don't want to get too much into the details. Everybody know like the details, but I think one of the main reasons why it's continuing, why it won't stop, is because of the resources, because of the ports. Or it's probably no ports now, but what the ports could be and shit. It could mean a lot of strategic power in the region for the West and Israel, you know. And I don't think, you know, I definitely think that's something that we not being honest about and shit. Well, we're not what we being lied to and shit. The amount of, I mean, on the side note, before I get off the Gaza topic, on the side note, the influence of Israeli power and politics in our country is just gross. It's disgusting. It's actually disgusting. Like, oh wow, he fucking got a hurt box on the dummy. Anyway, it's actually disgusting. You know, all of these laws and stuff about speech and anti-Semitism, and how like we just passed a law basically saying that like if your state is boycotting Israel, they're gonna deny you FEMA funds and shit like that. So if another storm or hurricane hit, which by the way we thoroughly control, cloud seeding, weather control, that's been a thing. Like, you can't argue with me that there's no such thing as weather control, but we have treaties, like we have actual treaties for weather control. Like, you can't argue that. Like, this has been like known and shit. I actually applied to a job for these guys that do cloud seeding and shit. Basically, like it's called rainmakers and shit. Like you can apply to, you fly drones in the clouds and you spray the shit, and you make it rain. Like literally, this is not new. This is not like this is all proven. Like maybe once I get my channel up, I'm gonna have links and descriptions, links in the description shit. But this is all real, so you know. And so damn, I done got off goddamn topic. Talking about the what was I saying? God damn it. God, I don't fucking. But anyway, that's definitely a thing. So don't shoot the messenger. You know, do your own research for you. Call me a crazy kook and shit. Another thing I want to talk on too. I want to just touch on briefly and shit is fucking healthcare, bro. The healthcare shit is, I don't know how to feel about it, man. I just heard about some guy. The fuck is his name? Hold on, let me get the guy's name. I apologize. What the fuck is this dude, man? John. Okay, the dude named John Stewart Reed and shit, right? So what's interesting about John Stewart Reed and shit, he was some type of scientist and shit like that, right? And him and his father, they basically, you know, did shit with sound. And him and his father got an opportunity to go to like the pyramids and shit, right? And they got to record like the frequencies and like test like the sound frequencies in pyramids, some shit like that. You know, you can look up John Stewart Reed. This is not, like I said, I'm not making any of this shit up. And they had went and tested the sound frequencies, some damn machine in the pyramids or whatever. And he had noticed something. He noticed something after he tested the shit, right? After he did it, well, beforehand, he was in a car accident like a long while before that, and after he recovered from the car accident, he always had like chronic back pain. It was just a thing that he was dealing with. You know, it's just very common, right? We all heard these types of stories and shit like that, right? So after these experiments, he noticed that like he never had back pain again, like never. After these like sound experiments in the in the pyramids and shit with his pops. So after that, a kind of light bulb went off in his head or whatever, and he like that's the thing that he does. Like he got this thing called healing music. I gotta get the names better. I ain't prepared for the goddamn stream, y'all. I ain't prepared for the stream. It's what the fuck did he say it was? Anyway, the guy, like, you know, the scientist dude, he devoted, you know, a lot of his life to this thing, the sound, like the healing properties, benefits of sound, the frequencies and shit like that. Which kind of like, it kind of caught me off guard and shit like that. Cause like you hear things about sound and stuff like that. You hear those types of stories and shit. But I never heard like, oh, this dude said sound and like helped his back. Like no more. And then not like a regular person, like a scientist and shit like that, you know? And then, and it wouldn't have really, probably wouldn't have really stuck out to me if I didn't hear about like some other dentistry thing where they use like ultrasound waves to help people regrow teeth and shit. And I'm like, that's crazy. Like I'm still looking into it, but I've read a shit ton of articles. It's just hard to believe some shit like that because you feel like I just would think like, you know, maybe I would think like some shit like that. It sound crazy cost effective, right? It sound like something mad affordable, and you just think that you would hear about some shit like that, you know? I don't know. Maybe it's me. Again, maybe it's a bias. Maybe I'm not really into holistic. None of that shit. Holistic, outer worldly. None of that. If it can't be like, you know, I can't see it or whatever the fuck, then I kind of. If my eyes don't see it, my ears don't hear it, it basically don't exist. You know what I mean? Some shit like that. So. Oh shit. Oh, I'm getting cooked. Oh, give me a minute, y'all. Oh wow. Yeah, I'm terrible at. Okay, I had to focus for that, dude. Damn it. But what the fuck was I saying? I keep forgetting. Oh, I'm not. I'm terrible at. And it's not even a difficult game and shit. But yeah, you would think like if motherfuckers was doing shit like that, you know, you would think that it would be talked about, sound cost effective and shit like that. But I mean, I don't know. It just seems like we're just being lied to about a lot of these things. Now, let me kill old boy before I go into the next topic. Am I even supposed to kill him? He looked like one of them dudes that I'm supposed to lose to. Oh, he's... Oh yeah, I'm a lose. Oh man. Yeah, am I supposed to beat him? I don't think I'm supposed to. I think I'm supposed to lose to this dude. Oh my god. Nah, let me restart that. I could beat him. Oh my. I could have beat old boy. Alright, anyway, I'm a go for the stream and shit. But yeah, that's another thing I just find it interesting and shit like that, you know. You got stories like this and shit. People talking about like the healing benefits of like sound waves and shit. I don't think it's really talked about too much, you know. But then you gotta kind of think about like what was going on with COVID, right? Like Joe Rogan had got over COVID and, you know, he took ivermectin and shit. And they basically was saying like that he took horse dewormer and shit. And not to, and to be fair, like horse dewormer, ivermectin is a horse dewormer. But if you were a journalist, right? You a journalist, your job is You responsible for, oh shit, I'm about to die. Damn. If you're a journalist and you're responsible for informing people, right? You kind of should say like, oh, he's taking horse dewormer. Oh, but to be fair, even though it is a horse dewormer, it's a real drug that's got like a Nobel Peace Prize and shit like that. Like 20 years before that. Like, you don't think that's crazy? They edited the video to make them look weird. It's probably not a coincidence that those same news stations was funded by the people who make the vaccine. So, I mean, you can't like unsee some shit like that. I mean, a lot of people wasn't really paying attention to it, but it's. I think it's. I know we gotta know that we're being lied to about some shit like that. You gotta know it. Oh, what the fuck is this? Clearly, it was a lot of people who stand to make a lot of money from them goddamn vaccines. If you look now, you know, myocarditis rates is up like well over 100%. You know what I mean? People, they talking about like people getting like cysts or some shit in their blood. Yo, it's crazy. If you look into like what's going on with that shit, it's actually crazy. You look at like the shit that they like they basically try to avoid FOIA requests or Freedom of Information requests for so long and shit like that. They wanted to put it they wanted to hold like the information about the vaccines for like 70 or 80 something years and shit like that, but it got out. But even though it got out, you know, only like weirdos like me go take a look at that shit. You know, most people don't really care, even if like, you know, they did work for somewhere that made them take it, or they was gonna lose their job, you know what I mean? Some shit like that. People don't really care. I guess maybe that's the sound wave thing too, right? Maybe everything is just right in front of us. Yeah, the healthcare shit is crazy too, and there was something else that really like caught my attention about healthcare specifically. It's like a population. There's a population in the country right now, but their kids don't have all of these like autoimmune diseases, no pre-diabetes, like ADHD. There's a whole population of them and shit like that. And it's a reason nobody talking about the shit, because it would kind of, I think it would kind of make, it would probably destroy like just, it would put a big hurting on the medical establishment in this country. Because when you look at like the Amish population, right, it's a fairly large population of Amish in the United States. And you look at their population and stuff like that, and you look at like their kids and shit, even their old people like Alzheimer's, ADHD, like they just don't have that shit. And then one would have to ask, well, why? Why the fuck don't this part of the population have like all of these ailments and shit, cancer, fucking ADHD, you know, all of these autoimmune diseases just so prevalent. That wasn't really prevalent when we was kids, but it's definitely more so now. You know what I mean? And even if some people saying it's like, yo, that's good, you know, it's good because that just means that we changed the way we diagnose, so we diagnose some more people. I'm like, that's kind of stupid to me. Like, it doesn't make sense that any metric, even if we is surveying more kids or we testing more kids, it don't make no sense that that something is going up exponentially. Like, and then on top of that, it's you can correlate that back to like the past 15, 20 years. There's a few things that happen that we could actually look at and shit. That kind of coincides with like that spike in these types of diseases and disorders and shit. And it's easy for people to just say, oh, you know, there's no research and scientific this, scientific that. But we got to be honest that it's an invested, like, especially over here, it's an invested interest in certain things. Like, you know what I mean? I think it's the reason why the first dude that invented that water car, he like kind of disappeared. You know what I mean? And if you don't believe that shit like that exists, there's people who got like water kits for bikes in India right now. But if you've been paying attention, like, you know what I mean, you see shit like that. You know, it's clearly like a water powered car will put like a lot of people out of work. Like, straight up, it would shut down whole industries. And I would be foolish to assume that it's only in like the automotive industry. It would be stupid to assume that. Okay. Damn. But again, that's just a theory. That's just a theory. You know? It just seems like if you can't sell it, it really don't have no value. And if you can't sell it, you know, if you can't, you know, copyright it, privatize it, it kind of, you know, it kind of don't get talked about. This little mechanic where you gotta power up to you gotta kill certain enemies to power. That shit's kind of ass. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm not feeling that. It feels good to play, but it's a little bit weird having to wait to kill certain people to kill certain people. Yeah, see, I keep charging. I ain't supposed to do that, apparently. But that's definitely, I think that the healthcare shit is definitely something. Fucking. Now another one. Okay, that was boss mode. Let me beat the boss. Now let's talk about this fucking Epstein nigga. This the nigga I've been talking about. This is a motherfucker I've been talking about a lot. Like, okay. After I seen that goddamn after I seen the Netflix documentary on him, it kind of I really ain't know who he was. Not even gonna lie, did not know. Oh yeah, I'm about to get cooked. Wow. Caught me with an anti, yeah. I didn't know who he was, but what really rubbed me the wrong way about the whole Epstein shit is that like how it just was a level of complicit. It was just a level like how people were just complicit in the bullshit he was doing. The nigga was just getting caught. People just really no accountability for it, like what he was doing and shit. And I'm like, there's no way. It's like worse than a horror story. Like to find out somebody was able to do shit like this, the shit that this dude was getting away with. Like, there's no way. And then the kick is like, yo, not only is he doing this shit, he is cool with like motherfuckers. Like he cool with a lot of powerful and rich people. And at first you don't think, man, oh, Donald Trump, whatever, you know. Whatever, you know. But then you look at like, oh, like politicians and shit like that. So not only that, he had like other foreign politicians, like cool other. Then it was like a lot of scientists and shit. Like okay, like all right, yeah. So politicians, foreign politicians, and scientists and shit like that, you know. And then granted, if we didn't believe everything, and I believe that like he was definitely, especially after like, you know, you hear statements and testimony from Virginia Dufresne and a lot of other victims, he was thoroughly entrenched in that shit. That was definitely something. Okay, I got cooked. It's definitely something he participated in, right? Definitely something he participated in. And I think we need to reevaluate what the term list is. The list is not the people that he worked with, right? We're gonna get into that in a second. But the list is like he had like a shit ton of DVDs, and they had names on them. Those and the names wasn't of the victims, right? That's the list we want. That's the list we want, right? So now, granted, he was thoroughly into like participating and shit like that, and I believe Trump was too. I had heard like an excerpt from a book where they definitely talked about it. Somebody talked about it with Gaiden and shit about like the Trump tapes. Somebody wanted to acquire them before he got elected the first time, and they was trying to avoid it coming out. I guess they thought that maybe it would come out afterwards. And Gaiden was like, you know, if you do it for one, you got to do it for the other. I know if you want the Trump tapes, you want like fucking the Clinton tapes. And the person was like, yeah, I want those too. If need be, I'll get everything, you know, for the investigation, whatever it comes to. But I guess it was only investigation for Trump at that time that it clearly went nowhere. Or maybe there was no damning evidence for Trump, huh? Maybe that was it. I think the former. I think there was definitely damning evidence. I think it's just interests. Sometimes like interests converge and shit like that, and then people like Trump get caught in the middle, and he's puppeteering. That's why the base is so mad, because he's just like 180'd on like everything. So I definitely think that's one thing we being lied to. But another thing about this Jeffrey fella, yo, he had like it's so many weird coincidences with the fucking Zorro Ranch, yo. So many weird coincidences. Like, I had just found out about like one of his groundskeepers was like shopping a list and shit. They was like shopping a Epstein list of sorts. But and you probably seen it if you've looked at any amount of the documents. You'll see like a list. Donald Trump's name is on it. Who else in it? Leslie Wexner's name is on it. The fucking other dude who killed himself that was involved with him, his name was on it. And the dude, he was basically shopping the list around trying to sell it. and he had circled names that was like was noteworthy on the list. The people that he thought, or at least he had knowledge to believe that these people were doing more than beats the eye and shit. Or like if you wanted to start the investigation, these are the people that you would go to. But furthermore, the point I'm trying to make, one thing I want to touch on is that like a lot of his victims, you know, had statements and shit. Like the women, little young women he was molesting or whatever, doing whatever he was doing with. You know, they would say things like, they would say things about the nigga that he, like, basically, he wanted to have 20 women pregnant at the same time. And, that he was kind of, like, obsessed with, eugenics. You know what I mean? Population control. You know, having, like, he wanted to have, like a breeding farm and shit like that. And one of the things is, like, he got like a estate that's kind of like built on top of a mountain in New Mexico and shit like that. It seems like, I mean, I guess it's a little bit far-fetched to reach and say that, like, you know, he had like a breeding farm underground, but a lot of people say that he bragged about having, like, you know, underground facilities at all of his properties and shit. And this is something that, like, you know, a lot of people, well, a lot of statements corroborate. So, oh shit. So I think it's, granted, the child shit is terrible, it's wild, but I believe this guy was like into cloning this shit, B. I think he was into eugenics, cloning, and then he, you know, he was in those same circles with the homies that's into that, you know, Bill Gates and shit. It just seems so crazy, you know, for me. The idea that all of these things could happen, you know. So you got Trump like lying about what's going on. Clearly his ass is on them tapes. Like, he sounds like somebody who's on the fucking tapes. You know, it's the Democrats, you know, who making it up, even though they had the files before he did. It's just crazy. So that's another thing I think we're being lied to about. I think the kid shit is crazy, but I think old boy was into some other shit. I think he was into something deeper, like way deeper. Now, another thing, what's up with this moon landing shit, right? My whole thing is I can't get behind the moon lander right now. I'm definitely, I definitely believe that there's something else out there, but I think it's too convenient right now. It's something else about this fucking moon landing, right? It's got to be a distraction. It's too convenient. Like, what could be so big that now that we're gonna acknowledge the moon landing? Like, that's where my mind goes. That's straight the way my mind goes. Like, what could be so crazy that we have to let people know that aliens exist and the moon landing is I mean, the aliens exist and it's something coming from behind the moon. I keep saying moon landing, but the aliens exist. It's aliens is coming to Earth. That's what is so big that they're gonna tell us now. It's hard to, I don't know, it's hard for me to feel like, it's hard for me to feel like the government is going to be just legit genuine about any of this. Y'all, give me a minute. This boss is kicking my ass. I shouldn't have lost him this many times. Yeah, I shouldn't have lost this too. Come on. Almost done this fucking. How am I losing, old boy? I'm not the game I once was, apparently. There's no way I should be losing, old boy. Oh, damn it. So what else? But speaking of the moon landing, I definitely think that shit was a lie. You can't convince me that the moon landing was real. I mean, you can. You have to show evidence and shit like that. But we went to the moon one time, right? But even you got NASA, like space people on NASA saying that they, that they trying to do research to leave lower orbit for the first time. And I'm like, yo, didn't we leave lower orbit for the first time when we went to the fucking moon? And then on top of that, where's all of the fucking information about it? It's like, apparently, all of this information, terabytes of information, just gone. Just fucking gone. Let's go on. Then you can look at the pictures. You see the pictures, they got multiple shadows and shit on the moon, which is crazy, you know? You see, there's only one source of light, the fucking sun, but the main thing, and like I'm not completely sold that we didn't go. Sure, we probably did. We probably did. But it's some shit that's been going around now where like the rocket ship that blew up, where all of them fucking dudes had died, Apollo 13, whatever the fuck it was. What if I told you like 3 or 4 of the people who died got doppelgangers, basically people who got the same age, exact same name, and look exactly alike. 3 people. Some of them still alive. And I'm like, wait, that's 1, 2, 3. 3 doppelgangers with the same name and the same fucking birthday. Yo, I was born at night, but not last night. Nah, you can't sell me no shit like that. You can't. And then, like, it was a bunch of fucking videos on goddamn, I think it was YouTube. Some dude, he said that he just be, nigga just be Google Earthing, just be on Google Earth, just looking at shit. And he found like a bunch of he found like this big orange patch of land. It looked like it's over there by Iceland somewhere, some shit like that. It's orange as hell, looked like Mars. He found a rover and a truck that said NASA, and it was just right up there for the world to see. As soon as he reported the video, after it get like a bajillion views, it's like you can't see that part of the Google Earth no more. I'm like, yo, what? That's weird. That's weird. It was like people had found like black, it was like pyramids, fucking pyramids, or at least the tops of what it looked like to be pyramids in Antarctica from Google Earth. They was just like, you know, Google Earthing. I guess that's a fucking thing. And now, after the shit go viral, you can't see the shit no more. Like, what is this? I don't know. I know one thing. I know the Bible talk about the goddamn firmament. I know that. God damn it. I mean, if the earth was the way it say it was, I think things would be different. If the earth is like constantly spinning and shit, right? Wouldn't like a flight to Europe, a flight from New York to Europe, it would be different as a flight from Europe to New York. Because if the planet is spinning one way, you're going to be flying with the rotation at once and then flying against it at another time. But yet, every flight from everywhere is just like all the same. Then on top of that, like if you look, some of the direct flights be making crazy detours. Like, why would the plane go here, from there to there to there? It don't make sense when you look at it on like a round map. It don't. But if you look at one of those old Tartarian flat maps and shit, it kind of make perfect sense. Now that right there, I can't say we being lied to about that, because what the fuck is the benefit of having us believe that the planet is round when it ain't, or that it's not a firmament when it is? Right? What's the purpose of that? That's what I would have to ask. Right? I could come up with all the knowledge and examples of maybe the earth is flat, but what would be the purpose of that? Right? What benefit is it to deceive people about the shape of the goddamn planet we live on? Because to be fair, there's no picture of Earth from outer orbit. All of those are fake. All pictures of Earth from outer orbit are fake. None of them are real. We only have the lower Earth orbit pictures, and a lot of those are like a little bit shady. What the fuck is the lunge attack? Oh, this is a level-based game? This is not even a Metroidvania. Oh, man, I'm slightly upset about that. Now, another thing I don't think we being like really taught the truth about. I don't think civilization was like constant. It can't be. There's too many like gaps in like history, right? There's too many like large gaps in what we know for civilization to have been like constant. It had to have been a time where shit got fucked up and couldn't nobody tell you about it because there wasn't nobody there to tell you about it. And then we have another period again and then that happens again, like a big fucking cutoff. Or is that just me? Because if history, like, if civilization never stopped, if it never fucked up, if it never, like, went off course, it would be like a steady flow of knowledge and documentation of history and shit like that. The fact that there's not, I think, is indicative of one or two things, or one of, or maybe two things. I don't know. It's indicative that, like, there's a population of people who control what information and knowledge we have access to, and or there was a reset, like a big thing where a bunch of people died, some catastrophe, something happened, and somebody or somebody's didn't like it happening, and it resulted in a lot of people dying, and the result is that the information and the knowledge of those times, eras, and specific events just wasn't able to be passed on. It had to be. It's got to be something. Why do all of the maps look different before the invention of, like, the globe map? Why do they all look different? That's another thing. And then on top of that, it's like y'all notice that, like, they're doing away with cursive. Like, you can't, like, learn cursive no more. Like, why is that? Like, what important document is written in cursive? Anybody know? I think I'm only here talking to myself, or whatever. It's the fucking the Constitution. The Constitution is written in cursive. Constitution is written in cursive, and we just quietly stop fucking teaching cursive. Cursive is basically a secret language. If I write you some shit in cursive, motherfucker ain't gonna be able to read it 9 times out of 10. Somebody smart will be able to look and tell, like, oh, this is this. You could probably read most of it. I don't know. Maybe that's where my mind is at, where I'm seeing all these things as conspiratorial and suppression. Maybe it's just something else, huh? I know everybody's hearing this wave about basically everything that's wrong with us is parasites and shit. I don't know. I don't know. I tell you what, I'm not a wait, I did 1, 1, 1, 2, and 1, 3. Yo, do you unlock something if you beat Ryu in that fucking training stage? Probably not, right? I know you get like a trophy because it told me I didn't beat him. Ninja Gaiden. I think I first played Ninja Gaiden. I probably was like 5 or 6 when I first played the shit. Like 5 or 6 years old for Nintendo. Oh wait, no, I ain't play it for Nintendo first. I played it in the arcade first. I could not get off the first board. I didn't. He used to have like this little flip. He used to do like a little aerial and shit. That's why I need to get it. It was so sick. Like, I seen it at like a later time. Like, I got a chance to play it as like a older kid, but I didn't I didn't. It was just one of those things. I was. Oh man, whipping my ass, bro. Jeez. I just didn't. I was into playing other games. I forgot where I was at, where that shit was. I don't know. It was somewhere, and I had just first played like King of Fighters. Which one was that? It's the one with the assist. I think it was 2001. A bunch of Mexican dudes, they ain't speak no English, was whipping my ass, and they taught me how to play and shit. It was what the fuck was that? It was the safe maybe? I don't fucking know. I don't know what the fuck that was. Some little arcade or whatever. It was grown, old Hispanic. I don't want to say they was Mexican. I know two of them was, but they all spoke Spanish, and they was godlike at King of Fighters. Okay. We got the item shop. So what else? What else we got on I can't say enough about the fucking moon landing, yo. Like, I really can't. Like, one time, come on. Come on. And then the dude who founded the NSA, he had a quote on his gravestone. I think it was from Psalms. It was some shit about the firmament. Why? Why would some dude... Why would that be on his gravestone? A quote about the firmament from the fucking Bible. Why would that? You know, that's not weird to nobody? Shit like that be like... Because there ain't no such thing as coincidence. Goddamn, I'm done with coincidence. Coincidences stopped for me, I think 3 years ago. That was the last time a coincidence ever occurred for me. And then I even questioned if previously those were coincidences. I don't think those was coincidences, bro. I don't think it's coincidence. I think shit happens for a reason. I mean, sometimes we put ourselves in position for things to happen to us, good and bad, you know, but you know, the outside, like in the world, that you don't really have control over what happened with that. You don't really have, you know, some of it you can kind of control, but you don't really control. You can control like the inside, like how you feel. You get what I'm saying? How you react, shit like that, you know. If I come up to you and insult your shoes, you know, that you can't control me coming up to you, but you can control, you know, when I make a joke about how ugly your shoes is, you can control if you cry or not, you know. Like, you could be like, you know, look at his shoes though, you know, and my shoes ain't that nice. I'm gonna be 100 with you, but that don't stop me from insulting your shoes. I don't know where I got off on that tangent for, but Okay. Okay, you know what? I'm not really impressed with this game. This is not like the illest game. I mean, it do feel like Ninja Gaiden now. It's not the illest game. I'm not even gonna hold you. Oh man. You know, I think Shinobi gonna be better. This is alright. This is okay. It's a little bit harder than I expected. Yeah, this is a lot harder than I expected. Oh my god. I mean, I would say if anybody got any comments, but I guess it's just me in here gaming, throwing ninja stars. So, yeah. Do I go back there? No. Oh, dude. Oh. I thought you... Oh. Yeah, this is a little bit, like, twitchy. Oh, that's crazy. I just... Wait, can I go down there? Oh shit, he's just back. Alright, that was one of them type games. I don't like that. I don't like that. I just killed him and now he's just back. Like guarding the fucking... Oh wow. Oh, damn it. Jeez. Oh my god, how did I miss the jump? My man don't have a double jump. What's going on? Oh. God damn, y'all, I'm getting cooked. Patience. There we go. Oh, what the fuck was... How did he hit me in the air? Oh. Okay, these... I mean, this was kind of how you play the old games, though, right? You gotta basically remember the fucking layout and shit. Oh, this nigga done dip fucking. Well, clearly I gotta go up here. Okay. Okay, hot ninjas on jetpacks, I'm with it. Okay, now I gotta go back down there because this is a checkpoint. The fuck? Oh my god. Okay, that was... What? Okay. Okay, this. Oh man, God, that was slick. All right. Okay, you know, I take back everything I said. I guess I'm not a. How the fuck do I get down here and kill his ass real quick? Yo, the enemy placement is just terrible over here. Oh, they know. Oh man. Yeah, he tried to. What's up with these dudes dropping branches like that? Why I keep jumping? I mean, no, the soundtrack is not the worst. Okay, okay, that was crazy. So, damn. Yo, so, oh yeah, damn, what did I forget? So about the whole, the fucking whole Jeffrey Epstein fucking thing, right? Yo, son, so I just found out that, like, one of the, like, the main whistleblowers in the whole Epstein situation was a lady named Virginia Giuffre, or Giuffre. She was like the main like whistleblower speaking out about Jeffrey and shit. Jeffrey and his little his little foul ways and shit. And she's just like one of the main vocal speakers about it and shit. You know, she ended up, I think, dying in a car crash. I don't think she killed herself. I don't think so. But the crazy part about the whole fucking thing is that, like, so Trump talk about like how him and Jeffrey had fell out or whatever. The reason he give for their fallout is that Jeffrey was taking like employees from Mar-a-Lago and shit, and he was like, you know, that was not cool. You know, I guess it wasn't cool or whatever. But the thing about it is that like Virginia Giuffre, she was one of the employees. She had worked there at I don't know, when she was like 16 or 17 or something like that. Which really kind of like, I don't know, it was just weird, you know? I think she did come out and say that Trump didn't do anything. I believe, you know, hit the comment section if you got information otherwise, but I believe that she did say that, like, you know, she never had a problem working with Trump, for Trump, or with, you know what I mean? And she was like one of the main, like, she was one of the prominent, like prominent voices behind the Epstein stuff. Just, so it was really sad to see her go and shit. Real fucked up. I mean, it's hard not to suspect foul play. You got, you know, wealth and interest like this. The whole history, bro, the whole upbringing, man. This dude that got him to work at the school, man. I mean, I don't know. How would you feel about, like, a teacher writing just some real crazy books? Like, let's just say that. Let's just not even get into the detail. How would you feel about your kid's teacher writing just crazy books? How crazy, let's say, crazy that you wouldn't want to read the books in front of kids. Crazy where the things depicted in this books is not only highly illegal, but like frowned upon, looked down upon, and illegal. Stigmatism illegal. Like, just type of crazy books. Would we, like, feel the same way about them people being teachers and shit like that? I mean, I think at some point, like, you know, oh, he's a teacher. Oh yeah, let me see what book? Oh, he wrote a book. He's a published author. Oh, that's dope. That's dope. We should have his literature here at the fucking school. Oh no, that's not a good idea. Why not? Oh, it's for certain readers. Well, you know, let me read the book. I don't know. I would have to read the book and have a conversation with him. Because it's multiple books. And that shit is like a pattern, you know what I mean? I don't know. And then it's kind of like, it kind of goes into the whole Epstein, like the type of thing that he did, him and Trump, like these young women, older, powerful men, abusing helpless, innocent young girls. I don't know. For those that say people is like crazy for being obsessed with the whole shit, it's like, I mean, scandal, power, money, politics, that's like some of the most addictive things, and like, you know, that's like one of those things generally everybody pays attention to. So but it just, I don't know, it's indicative of like, when you peel back some of that shit that's going on with this, it's just indicative of the shit that people talk about, like, you know, wealthy people doing the worst of things and skirting accountability. It's a tale as old as time. Oh, you know what them people be doing, you know what them folks in those circles be doing, and it just kind of gives credence to that, I think. You know what I mean? It gives life to it, and in a real way. So, you know, telling people to look away from some shit we was like always, it was always whispers, you know, these circles and this type of stuff. We don't, you know, the Hollywood Diddy thing is indicative of that shit. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Like, powerful people, you know, skirting accountability, doing allegedly the most obscene things. Oh shit, is this dude black? Okay. What is his name? Oh, CIA. Got the nigga for the CIA. You know what? The CIA was formed by this shit. What is it called? The OSS? Let me Google it. I think it was the OSS. Yeah. There's the OSS, or Office of Strategic Services. Yeah, it was formed during World War II and shit like that. But the thing was, what was crazy about the OSS, the members of it, they was like basically. Well, you know what? You could do your own research. I ain't gonna try to get into the foundation of the goddamn CIA. So I can't. He is a op. This dude is a op. So he's a op. We can't fuck with nobody from the CIA. The CIA have their hands in like everything. Oh yeah, Tyler, you take it from me. Bring it. This looks like a goddamn Super Nintendo game. Like a cool one. I'm here for it though. I don't know. Well, I mean, I was hoping I'll have more interactions and what, I guess. Nobody. Wait, am I still streaming? Is the stream still going? Oh, we are still streaming. Okay, just to nobody. It's alright. Well, how long has the stream been going? I don't know. You know, I gotta take a pause anyway. Oh, I gotta fight this dude. Alright, I gotta take a bathroom break. I'll just put it in the chat. Bathroom break. I'll just put it in the chat. Bathroom break. I'll just put it in the chat. Bathroom break. Oh, this is an hour? Damn. I was only going for an hour? Jeez. That's terrible.
Oh shit, my pants just fell down.
All right, I'm about to end the stream, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see y'all next time.